Earlier this year, my grandpa moved out of his house, and we found a little tool, and I asked him. I didn't identify it at first, couldn't think of a real purpose for it, so I asked my mother, and she told me she used it in her childhood. And what it was is this here. Need to be careful not to hurt me in these shears. And what this is, together with this fairly used looking piece, is a press for paper briquettes. That means you are, like I do, going to rip up some newspaper, put it into water, and then you're gonna put it in there and you press it. So it was in the beginning of the year, and I told my dad I wanted to try it because we have an oven, and why not use the newspaper we get every day to make some paper briquettes. And then Putin or Russia happened, and everybody now is wanting to get an oven, and with that, not only the gas prices are going up, but also prices for wood and briquettes and coal and everything you can heat your home with. I asked my dad to collect the newspapers. That he did. As you can see, these two over there are full, and now I'm just gonna rip up as much as I can fit in here, and after that I will try to make these briquettes. I didn't use it until now, didn't even try really, and I don't know how well it will work, or if I'm even ripping that stuff in the right thickness or in the good shape, but we will find out, and I will make it work, and then we will have paper briquettes to fire our stoves with, or better to put it in before you go in bed, and then have it heat overnight, because it's more of a glowing through with briquettes than actually straight up burning. So I will finish filling this up, and then we will see how good I can stir it, or if I need to, I don't know, use maybe a drill to mix that up so it's breaking up a little bit more. But I'm fairly confident that this is enough or small enough to be used. So let's see how long that will take. I reckon that it will take at least an hour to do all of it, with that in between, maybe longer. So let's see. So I kind of quickly changed tactics. I'm not so sure how to actually rip them. Didn't ask my mother the specifics, so yeah, I just changed to not ripping it across, because that was it's a bit more difficult than just taking the end of the paper, because they are, for the most papers, it's like fuzzed out and there are already holes in it. So just going from this corner, it rips very easily, so I changed to ripping, instead of like 4 or 5, and ripping diagonally, or across, not diagonally, just ripping it into very thin strips, and I think they are breaking apart more easily if I'm going through it with my garden tool. I'm pretty sure that you are not supposed to have like big chunks of paper going in there, so that you can get a very compact block. Because if you have these big things, there's more water trapped in that you can't press out easily, and the smaller the stripes, the easier they are breaking apart. Also, if I do it like that, they separate in the water fairly easy. If you ever want to try that yourself, you should probably do something similar. The other thing is, yeah, I will keep filling up this one. As you can see, just one to another, the volume is not enough. So I will have to do, I think, maybe 4 loads. So that will not be a day project for me, but probably a 2-day project. So there's another change of plans. As you can see, this one is still over full, and I only have 3 of these containers, so I will store the newspapers in here for the time being, and I will fill up this one also. And I noticed, maybe you can kind of see it in the time lapse, that the first one I've made is quite a bit more liquidy, if you want to say it like that. You can see it's I gone through it a little bit more than the other one, but it's much more small parts, and that's what I want. So I am assuming that the tip of let it stay overnight is a valid point to get it to a state where everything is kind of dissolving a little bit more. I hope it will stay at this level, because these little things here, and that's the hopefully proper size for the press. And so I will chop them up later to be flush with water, so that the paper inside is swimming a little bit, right? Because right now you can, if I press down, there are some places where it's actually quite solid after a few centimeters pushing in, and that's not good. It's dissolving way easier from my perspective if it has a little bit more floating going on than just laying on each other. And then I will finish that tomorrow, I guess. So I misplanned. I thought I could do it in one day, but solely the part with the ripping newspapers in stripes is taking a little bit longer than expected. So while I was going through these, I noticed that I had 3 steps of shredding going on. The first one I made is, as you can see, fairly ground up. I think that should be more or less the consistency I need, but I don't know. So I will go ahead and use the 3 different ones, because that's medium, so half of it that's like fairly intact, and that's like 80 to 90%, because I didn't try to shred that nearly as much as this one. And I will try it just in these 3 steps, and then what works best I will use, and then change the consistency if I can to the other one. So let's begin with the fine. I'm not sure how to properly get that out. My idea was in the end just to scoop it out with my press here. The only thing is that this one comes out. I mean, it has to come out, but it doesn't help if I want to somehow scoop it. But let's see what will happen if I just... Oh, that's not too bad, actually. Like, I mean, could definitely be worse. And if I go ahead and just scoop a little bit more in, then it should be fine. And I already can press a little bit, so that the water is getting out a bit. If something doesn't really work, make it work, right? So you can see the water already flowing out. So I'm not wasting the water with that. But I'm generally not really wasting any water anyways, because I'm using rainwater my grandpa is collecting in barrels. So that shouldn't be too much of a concern. Also, it was fairly dry this summer, so also it doesn't hurt to actually get some water into the ground, but I'm not too sure. But okay, so now let's see, this one has to go on top, and then you have to, oh, wrong way. Just go ahead and, oh, is it properly in? Aha, there it goes in. Here. On the other side it doesn't really. Okay, so I already can. Oh, it's peeing. Oh god, it's actually peeing. Okay. Right. This is as far as I can go with these levers. And now I have to get it out. That's the other thing I didn't really think about. Because, okay, that worked okay. And now, can I just, does it really go out like that? Just, oh yeah, I should get something better for it, but that's the way it goes out. And then, does it fall out? It does. And there's the first paper block. It feels a bit soft. So I think I will get something to put them on, so I don't have to lift them too much. And then I will continue to go through them, because that looks good. I don't think that the actual state of the paper makes too much of a difference. Well, so let's just keep going. It works. That's cool. I found out fairly nearly instantly that it is better to have small pieces, not as small as I have here, so that you have to use a sieve to just get it out, and in another, because it's so fine. That's too fine actually, but that happens if you have big pieces, shred them apart, and then the parts that are small getting even smaller, while some big parts are not breaking apart. So yeah, my new plan for the next time doing it is calculating that in. So I will just have to wet the paper, can put it, get it out, put it in the press it, and then it's done. I don't have to use my hands or the garden tools to shred the paper. And I will finish that up tomorrow, because my hands are, well, a bit soft from all the water. The water isn't too warm because it's autumn, and yeah, my hands hurt a little bit, my knees a bit. I have knee pads in, so I could kneel on it quite comfortably. So for now, it's a success. And then what I wanted to say is if you pack a lot in, it gets harder to compress in the block form, and it's taking a lot more time for the water to get pressed out. So you have to have some patience, but these are the most solid ones you get out of there, because if you are at the maximum of the press, then it's not going any further. So yeah, so I will clean a little bit up, and then tomorrow I will do the rest. Right, so I just finished, as you could see, and the thing is with these kind of tools, you actually have to be careful, because if you just look at these levers you have and you're working with, that's gonna hurt if you don't pay attention, and that's why I always put my fingers out of the way while pressing, because if something breaks, you're gonna smash your fingers here. That would be not good. So that's the last batch of bricks I made. The last one, fairly soft. It was not enough to make a full brick. So here are the blocks lying around to dry. I have 34 of them now. That's quite good. As you can see, it's kind of a greenhouse. Since it's autumn, I need a place to dry them, and this place is getting warmer than anything else, really, and I don't really want to have it in the house, because, well, you have the moisture that's coming out of there, so yeah, not too good. And then I wanted to show you something I noticed, and that would be it. You can kind of see the corner is missing. Also, you can look into here, and also this corner is kind of missing, and that's because these blocks were made with the big parts. You can see the newspaper wrapping around here, forming the gap. So you want to have it finer. These are the blocks. No, wait. These are the blocks with the semi-fine stuff, and these are the ones with the fine stuff. So you can see there's not much difference, but you want to have it fine to semi-fine, and probably avoid these ones, so you get nice and even blocks. Then these are the rest blocks I made, the very fine ones, they are probably the most compact, but as you can see with the fine stuff, it's coming out of the holes of the form. So yeah, that was a very fine one, so I actually used a stripe here of newspaper, you can see that, to prevent it coming up. And yeah, you can see how it worked. Like here are just small dents, and here you have squares coming out of. And that was my adventure with these blocks. I have plans for the next time. My granddad is also collecting his newspapers now, because he's kind of happy about how you can use it. And yeah, I hope next time I can get it done smoother. And let's see, maybe if I'm passionate about it, I will get another one, another press that makes it easier to actually press the stuff, because that was quite taxing on stamina and hands. I mean, well, now you can't see it, but I had lines on my hand from the grips, from the pushing down.